The biggest lottery scams. The concept of waking up one day in order to hear the news that you won $1 million is exciting, is it not? These are the kinds of thoughts that would make an average person daydream. Imagine hearing this exact news and the excitement you would feel. Now, imagine that in order for you to receive the money, there are some things that you need to sort out first. Things like sending them money first or opening a new bank account. Slowly but surely, things are starting to sound suspicious, and before long, you will come to the obvious conclusion that you're being scammed. Lottery scams are a problem that affects mainly the older generation that is not the most tech-savvy, as those who are part of the scam attempt to steal as much as they can from the fake winners and cut all contact. These illegal practices have only started intensifying ever since the COVID-19 pandemic hit the streets. Today, we will be taking a closer look into all of this. Welcome to our channel, Lottery and Go. Today, we will be taking a look at some of the biggest lottery scams that took place in the world. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell icon in order to support the channel and to ensure that you will not miss out on our future uploads. Without further ado, let us dive right into the video. Of course, before we continue with the stories, we need to first take a look at everything you need to know about online lottery scams and what you need to know about them. We will also give you some tips and tricks on how to see the warning signs and avoid them completely. First, let us take a look at what an online lottery scam really is. Online lottery scams would usually abuse the Lotto system in order to either trick you or blackmail you into sending money. They would even go as far as looking into your sensitive information to do so. Those who take part in this practice mostly target personal and financial information in hopes of getting direct access into your bank accounts. If they find themselves unable to, they might even try to trick you into sending the money yourself. The way the scammers usually touch base with their victims is through countless emails and messages that they send in bulk to over thousands of people on the internet. Of course, out of the thousands that they send these mail to, only a couple usually ends up humoring them and doing what they want. The scammers accomplish this by first making the grandiose claim that you have won a huge jackpot. And in order for you to receive it, you must first pay a small amount of money as transaction fee in order to receive it. Of course, the brutal truth of the situation is the fact that there's no jackpot, and there is a high chance that you will not see your money ever again. Of course, this is exactly why one must always be on the lookout and stay paranoid regarding potential lottery scams. This does not mean that any interaction with the world of lottery through the internet is unsafe. Quite the contrary. Many questions whether online lotteries are a safe medium, and the truth is that playing the online lottery is perfectly safe, as long as you know what you're doing. There are millions of people that play the Lotto online on a daily basis, and you are more than welcome to join the culture and purchase lottery tickets today. However, there is a way to go about it, as scams are rampant on the internet. You must always pay attention and only stick to reputable providers in lotteries that actually have a reputation to maintain. And when it comes to online lottery games, there are a few famous ones that consists of a huge base. The best example is Euro Jackpot. Of course, there are other well-known national lotteries like the Mega Sena and the Lotto 649 as well. The most efficient way one can take part in multiple lotteries is to find an online lottery website that handles everything. Of course, the platform must be well-known and reputable in order to ensure that you will have a safe, scam-free experience. As long as you take these precautions, everything should be perfectly fine. Now, let us take a look at a few notorious lottery scandals from the past. A strike of justice. Our first interesting story has the theme of justice centralized around it, as the news comes all the way from Canada. The story says that an older gentleman who routinely purchased tickets for multiple draws of Lotto 649 came to a nearby gas station in order to check if he got lucky this time around. Of course, unlucky for the man, there were no winnings. However, the worker at the gas station noticed that the ticket that he sold was for multiple draws. Instead of notifying the older gentleman of this, the worker decided to keep the ticket all for himself. Of course, when the older man realized that he left his old ticket at the gas station, he thought nothing of it and bought a brand new one with the same numbers. After all, he routinely played the same numbers every week, so it was not hard for him to remember. Luckily for the old man, during the draw, those numbers ended up being the winning combination. This caused both of them to have won the jackpot prize, which was interesting in its own right. While it's not technically impossible for this to happen, when both of them appeared and claimed $90,000, the people who ran the lottery noticed that something was strange. This caused them to look into the two that made the claims, as they managed to establish who the real ticket owner was. Of course, sweet justice managed to reign supreme as both the tickets were awarded to the older gentleman, while the man who worked at the gas station did not win anything. Of course, this meant that the older gentleman ended up taking home $180,000, which was double what he expected. Ontario lottery scandal. The next scandal also hails from Canada, and this time, the story is centralized around the Ontario lottery and lotto vendors. The story is centralized around the Chung family as they owned a store which sold lottery tickets on the side. However, they did not exactly play it fair. When somebody would approach their store with a winning ticket, the Chung family would claim that there's no win for the ticket while keeping the ticket for themselves. Of course, what they did afterwards was that they waited for some time and then later claimed the ticket for themselves in order to receive the money. The Chung family made good money for years taking part in this scam, but things took a turn for them in 2003 when the Super 7 grand prize was given out, with a massive reward of $12.5 million. The Chung family worked their magic as they scammed another customer out of the winning ticket. They applied the same logic as they waited for about 2 months before claiming the ticket and applying for the prize. Of course, the officials of the lotto immediately noticed a pattern and how weird it was that they took so long to claim the money. However, the Chung family still received all of the money. They could not keep this under wraps for too long. A few years later after that, the Ontario police launched an investigation into the lottery vendors that claimed many tickets consistently and won prizes. This case was so publicized that people followed it on the daily through media outlets. The investigation ended up shining a light into the Chung family's long-time running scam operation. And while they managed to catch the scammers, it took until 2011 for the officials to find out who the real winners of the jackpot from 2003 was. The Ontario lottery officials decided to do the right thing, as they paid the real winners the actual prize plus interest. Meanwhile, the Chungs found themselves processed and charged with fraud. Weighted lottery balls. Our next story comes from all the way back in the 1980s, and it is quite the elaborate story too. In that era, a man named Nick Perry came up with a plan that used weighted lottery balls. The only reason why this was possible for him was because he himself was the Philadelphia lottery host. This meant that he had no problem whatsoever when it came to switching the balls. The way it would work is that he would use the weighted balls to determine an absolute winning number, and he would have a winning ticket after every draw every single time. Of course, this caused the authorities to investigate, as they caught onto an unusual pattern. Cheaters never prospered, as Nick never really received any prize money. However, he was never prosecuted or punished by the law in any sense of the word either. He lived out of his life free all the way until 2003 when he died. Eddie Tipton and his reliable software. Our final story hails from all the way back in the 2010s. A man named Eddie Tipton took the initiative to design a software that would eventually be used by the Multi-State Lottery Association. Of course, Eddie would end up using this to his advantage, as he had a small code implemented inside his software that was used by him to predict the winning numbers. Of course, Eddie made full use of this as he ended up claiming various prizes on several lotteries that he won, quite consistently. He eventually slipped and caused a mistake, which ended up getting him arrested. Appalled by his actions, the Multi-State Lottery Association eventually changed the software once more. With that, we've reached the end of today's video. Do you think online lotteries are the next big thing? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you wish to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel and press that bell button to get an update every single time we upload a new video. Make sure to like this video and share it with your friends and family. Thanks for watching, and see you all next time.